Hello, this is my presentation for EDL 855, Module 1. Hi there, my name is Becky Pickett. I teach 3rd grade at Kingman Elementary in Kingman, Kansas. I am currently on my 8th year as a classroom teacher and on my 10th year in education. My husband and I live on a quiet piece of land south of Kingman, and we have 2 little ones. Gavin is 1 and Raylan is 3. We enjoy living in the country and being part of a small town community. I have an associate's degree in golf course management, a BFA in advertising, and a BS in elementary education with the certification K6. I completed my art degree at Savannah College of Art and Design. And while I was there, I was pursuing my dream of playing college golf. And my senior year, I was captain of my golf team. When I completed my time in Georgia, I moved back to Kingman and started my teaching degree at Fort Hays State. I very much enjoy my time in the classroom, but I am also looking forward to a career path beyond the classroom. I recently became the lead teacher at KES, and I'm anxious to see what experiences that job presents. Okay, here is my critical analysis. All right, what are ethics, and why are they important? Ethics are a person's sense of right and wrong. They are important because when good ethics are missing in someone's personal life, they can hurt themselves or others. Or when an organization's ethics aren't followed, then the company's reputation can be compromised. A good way to keep things consistent is to create ethical guidelines that a school can follow that aligns with a mission and vision statement. This can help protect employees from compromising their values and act out of character. External pressures can make decisions hard. So, this is another reason that ethics and guidelines are important. As leaders, we need to be able to act within certain moral code to know what is or isn't accepted. Okay. What are the differences between personal and professional ethics? Two of the biggest categories of ethics are personal and professional. Professional ethics are a person's moral personal morals that are taught through experiences from the people around them, starting from a very young age. Personal ethics are a person's core values and character traits that make them the person who they are. Professional ethics are decided upon and carried out by the organization and its members. A person can choose to act or not act ethically, but when they're employed by a company, they have to follow the rules set forth by them. If they can't do that, then their reputation could be damaged, and the organization they represent could be in trouble, or their reputation may be damaged as well. What does ethical leadership look like? This is the principal version. I added all the tips from the article by Rosa Weaver because I couldn't just choose a couple. They all made a lot of sense to me. Some of the tips listed here are common sense, in my opinion. But if there's one thing I've learned from reading these articles and talking with my principal, it's that as a leader, I can never assume that someone knows something. If I don't train them on the matter, can't require them to comply with my requests. Things such as using the internet and school property in the proper way or avoiding inappropriate relationships with students are things that can be stated and brought to all staff's attention, but they don't necessarily need to be taught. Now, guidelines such as be fair, be consistent, be responsible for actions are values that can be modeled and taught. It's important to role play and practice ethical situations that a staff member might be presented with. Out of these tips, I feel that one of the most important ones is don't ignore situations. This is one thing that our principal goes over and repeats during our back to school in service and at staff meetings throughout the year. There's always a chance that something that happens at school is taken out of context or viewed in the wrong way by an outside person. So, the best practice is to take care of things as soon as they arise and to stay ahead of them as much as possible. So, it's not hard to make decisions once you know what your values are. I like this quote because it simply shows how important ethics and guidelines and values are. Having guidelines is the best way to make even the hardest decisions. When I read this article, I was reminded that as educators, we can have a great moral compass and work hard to abide by the guidelines set forth by our leaders. But if we don't teach our students the same thing, or we don't teach them why they need ethics and morals, then we might not get the results we want no matter how hard we work. The students have to get the same um, thing as we do, and they have to know their ethics as a student as well. So, how do ethics lead to student and adult success? Successful principals help their buildings set forth realistic yet high expectations for all students and staff. Goals that are set too high can be unrealistic and add pressure to those trying to reach the goals. A negative side effect would be that an employee feels the need to go against their ethical values in order to reach a desired goal. The best way to avoid this happening is to work together to set realistic goals and support teachers and other staff in order to reach goals set. In the article from the Utah Board of Education, I read about ways that a principal can lead ethically and professionally. A few of the principles that stood out to me were have personal courage, have high ethical expectations from all, and to recognize talent. Leaders need to stand up for what is best for students and their staff and encourage them to have personal courage as well. All guidelines involving ethics and requirements should be communicated clearly to all members of the school community. If the best people are doing the job, then the students will benefit and excel. Recognizing those talents is a big step in building up the values of a school employee. Principals are successful when they model the behavior they want to see from their school community and hold all those stakeholders accountable for their actions as well. So, as I read the code of ethics set forth by the Association of American Educators, I learned that there are four basic principles relating to the rights of students and educators. These principles are there to help guide educators towards doing their job the best way possible. I put this code on its own slide because I thought it outlines the job of an educator in the best way. If a principal can strive to instill this norm in their staff members, then the learning potential in their school should be successful. So, what are professional norms? Ethics are norms for conduct that distinguish between acceptable and unacceptable behavior. So, norms are another name for guidelines or rules. Norms help guide a person through what they should or should not be doing. Okay, my critical reflection. As an educator, I have always been proud of my ability to be transparent, prepared, and accountable. When it comes to ethics, I work hard to conduct myself in a professional manner and be prepared and informed when a decision needs to be made. I need to have all the facts and the background knowledge before I can make a decision, and I feel that I am accountable for each decision I make. I will always follow through with tasks. I just took a job as lead teacher in my building, and I know that position comes with added attention on me and pressure to respond well to situations and communicate to the best of my ability. I feel I am prepared for the job because I know our building and district norms. Our whole building is a PLC, or we're on our well on our way to being one, and we have done a good job of building a strong level of trust amongst the staff. While on the BLT, I will advocate for ethical decisions and help create norms that have the success and well being of each student and adult in mind. To be a highly successful school leader, I will need to continue to work on being timely with tasks. I always get them done, but I often times will do a quicker task first, and even if the longer task should be done before the other one. I want to do my best to take care of things the day they happen, so this is an area I can grow in. I also have a hard time understanding why adults don't get things done when they should, or why they don't follow the norms when they know they should be. I let these things irritate me instead of just simply asking them what they don't understand or modeling for them how it should be done. I am able to do this with my students, so the adults I work with should receive the same grace as well. I know that I cannot expect them to do it correctly um, or the way that it needs to be done if I haven't completely taught them. So until I teach them, make sure they understand and follow through with them, I can't really be upset that they're not doing it until I know I've done my job of teaching it to them. Okay, my concluding thoughts. I went ahead and typed all of these out word for word. So I'm going to go ahead and just pause on each slide, and you can go ahead and pause the recording if you need to read these. So here's my correlation, my relevancy, and my personal reflection. And finally, my references. Okay, thank you. Have a good day.